Welcome to Debbie's Back Porch. So glad to have you join us again. I'm going to try something a little bit different tonight. I'm going to make salmon patties, and I swore that I was going to lay off fried food for a while, but the salmon patties, they're fried but not in a whole lot of oil, and I'm using olive oil for this. I'm also going to try to make, which I haven't made in probably 30 years, a lemon butter reduction sauce. Because I made gravy last night, and I really don't want gravy again tonight. I want something a little bit lighter. So the menu is salmon patties over basmati rice with lemon butter garlic sauce. And I'm going to make the lemon sauce in a separate video. And that way you can see how simple it is, how quickly it's made. But I can take the time to show you what I'm doing. So let's go to the salmon patties. And first, the handy dandy prep crew. Grow. Okay, this is a budget meal, and you can dress it up or you can dress it down. You can eat it any way you like. Salmon comes in a can. You can almost always find it on sale. Of course, everyone loves fresh salmon, but salmon in the can can be made into something lovely, and I'm going to show that to you tonight. I hope. You never know how it's going to turn out. To start with, you saw the prep crew open a can of salmon. Now when you open a can of salmon, it's got skin and bones in it. Don't worry about the bones. The bones will turn into mush. They'll add calcium. I'm assuming they bring some flavor, but they won't hurt anything. They're not going to get caught in your throat or anything. I sort of take a little bit of the black skin off only because I think it's a little more attractive with it. Without it, it wouldn't hurt you. So we'll make this pretty quick. I have a pan heating here. I do want it to be medium hot. I've got it on 6 out of 12. I need to turn it up to about 7 out of 12. Now I've seen 100 ways to make salmon patties. Mine may be a little bit different. I don't know. We'll see. I've got one tall can of salmon. They range from 15 to 17 ounces. It doesn't matter. I'm going to beat this egg pretty hard till I get a little foam on it. Have a little foam on it, mix it in. Stir it around. Gooey, gooey. Can't fry it like that. have here 4 tablespoons full of panko crumbs. Those are bread crumbs. You can use, some people use saltine crackers. I don't. If you use saltine crackers, mix them up really, really well. We don't want any chunks of cracker in it. So this is panko breading, and then this is 2 tablespoons full of flour. I like the adhesion that you get when you add a little flour, and so I do. And the panko crumbs bring a little crunch. As I'm mixing, I will add just the tiniest little bit of red pepper. You can use any red pepper you like. This happens to be a half of a jalapeno that we let ripen in our garden. I took out the seeds, I took out the membrane. Hopefully it won't be too hot, but I really wanted red because I like the way that looks. And I have here about 2 tablespoons full of chopped green onions. I'm only going to use half of this because the other half is for, well, a little more than half. The rest of it is for our sauce. You can put more onion if you like. But you want to mix it well. You don't want any dry spots. You want to see a little bit of the red and the green all the way through it. And that was green onion, because I wanted just a little bit of the top in it. If you don't want to do that, if you're just using regular onions that you have, you could add just a little touch of bell pepper just to get that look. I love to use green peppers in leeks. I love the color and the flavor they bring. Okay, here we go. Now, this is one place, hold on, I gotta get a spoon. That I think I'm gonna differ a little bit on most folks with salmon patties. I don't like them big and fat. I like them nice and thin, and I don't care so much if they're perfectly round as much as I want them crispy. So I don't shape them in my hands. Oh, we got to test our oil. How do we test our oil? We drop something in it and see if it sizzles. And yes, we have a sizzle. So what I do, get a little oil on my spoon, dip out a spoonful, spread it out a little bit. This fish itself is already cooked, but our onions and peppers and eggs are not. So I like to make these kind of thin. I want them to crunch when I bite into them. And I want them to be pretty and colorful. Not big, not gooey in the middle. Almost like a wafer. Now, this is going to take several trips to get all of this done. I'm making enough to share with the neighbors, and so this will take 3 times, but these 3 pans full. I'm going to turn it up to 9. It's not really sizzling, but they cook quickly. I also have some basmati rice cooking, and when we get these cooked, I'm going to make a lemon sauce and put that in a separate video, and we will come back. For right now, we're going to let these sizzle. I'll be back in maybe 3 minutes. It doesn't take long. Okay, been about 3 minutes. I'm going to turn these. This is a little bit different than breaded frying that we've been doing together in the past. Oops. And I made these very, very thin, so they're kind of delicate. So you want to check and see if they're strong enough to hold together, and I believe it is. And flip. It really doesn't take long, as I said. The salmon's already cooked. We just want to make sure the egg and the little bit of vegetables we used is cooked. And we want to add a little crunch, otherwise it's a salmon loaf, and we want patties. I hope you can see we've allowed this to get a little crunch around the edges. And no, they're not uniformly shaped. I really don't care. It doesn't bother me that it's not perfectly round. What I want is the flavor and the crunch. I want the egg and the onion and the peppers, the flavors, to get a chance to spread throughout this, and all of that's happening. When I've tried to make them pretty in a nice little disc, like a hamburger patty, I've always found some goo in the middle, and I just don't want goo in the middle. I want a nice, delicate crunch, and that's what we're working on here. So we're going to give it about another 2 minutes, and then I'll come back, and we'll put them on to drain, and then I'll cook the rest. Okay, these are ready to come out. I lost my fork. Let me get another one. Okay, these are ready to come out. I'm going to let you see. I'm going to flip them over again. You see that crunch? I know, you can only hear crunch and feel crunch, but no, you can see that crunch. I'm going to take these up. Let them drain. You can make from a small can, it's a little bit less than a half recipe. Okay, here we go. I'm going to try to put a little bit more in the pan so we can be finished up. Okay, while those are cooking, we're going to leave. I'll come back because all that's left to do to these, the ones that I've just taken out, is to dress them up. And I'll let you watch me dress them up when we come back. Well, there you have it. That's our salmon patties on basmati rice with lemon garlic butter sauce. And let me tell you, this is lovely. It tastes good and cheap, cheap, cheap. Don't say you can't get elegance on a budget. Thank you for joining us on Debbie's Back Porch. Hope to see you again tomorrow.